Hello and welcome to Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers. As I always say, a space on the internet where I can talk all things geek-related, TV shows, movies, video games, comics, and more. So within Geektopia, we also have this thing called Geek Squad, which is where I sit down with some friends, and we want you in the future to join us, by the way. You can do so by leaving a comment below, and we discuss something which we've all agreed to watch. So what do you think we should be watching next? Do let us know. Now, for this week, recently launched on Disney Plus Hotstar, in Malaysia anyway, Disney Plus for other parts of the world, it is Star Wars Visions. And this was unique to say the least. If you are unaware of what it is, they've taken the Star Wars universe, handed it over to a bunch of different studios in Japan, and basically made Star Wars into anime. Now, these are not long episodes. The longest was like 20 minutes. They go as short as about 12 minutes long, and it was a lot of fun. It was something completely different. So for this, I'm actually going to get Zach's help to talk about it, because, formally introducing Puppy Zach, look at him with his Sith lightsaber, his hood up, looking so stylo. Although you do remind me more of Jabba the Hutt, but hey, that's a different story for another time. We have See? We have LeVar Burton, who I have no idea if she enjoyed it, because generally she's just a sourpuss who hates everything in life. We also have Pratik Naidu, and we have Grumpy Carvin J. Oh, and what's that in the foreground, Carvin? Introduce it.
It is my X-Wing.
All right. Very sexy. Let's move on and talk about Star Wars Visions. Had a really cool cast. I listened to the English audio dub.
Boo.
Did everyone here except Zach listen to English?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can move on already.
Although I did look up the cast, and both the English cast and the Japanese cast pretty awesome. If you're aware of anything anime related, then you would love the Japanese audio cast. But Pape Zach, tell me about the studios that were involved behind the 9
studios
episodes.
that were involved were pretty much big studios. A lot of the animes that they produce are after I left Japan, but amongst them, like, I guess the most notable ones are JoJo's Crazy Adventure, One Piece, the guy who did Dragon Ball, actually the guy who voiced Goku was one of the voices for the anime. It was a celebrity geek out moment, like as you would geek out about like Neil Patrick Harris or Simu Liu and all them doing the voices. We were like, I was geeking out with the voices, like, oh, that's the Zoro character from One Piece. It's like, hey, that's the Goku from Dragon Ball. So
that is awesome. And I hadn't started watching it yet. Zach watched it first, so I asked him how was it. He says, oh, I love it. And he was about 4 episodes in, I think 4 or 5, and I was like, okay, got me intrigued. But I want to know about Carvin, because you have been engrossed in Japanese lore right now, because you are addicted to Ghost of Tsushima. And the moment I watched the first episode, which was the duel, it kind of gave me some vibes from Ghost of Tsushima. It gave me some Kurosawa, the famous director, Japanese director, sort of vibes as well. Yes. Did you enjoy the series as a whole?
No, I did enjoy the series as a whole. I love the fact that they're giving us something to latch on to. I like the way that they are broadening the lore, right? Because I mean, we weren't so happy with the original sequel movies. So basically the lore that they are expanding with like Mandalorian, with with Boba Fett. So it's nice that they're giving different people to do different things, but it all kind of ties together. The way I look at it, they gave the studios one team, Jedi. That's it. That's your team, right? What you do with it is your problem. And you got these 9 stories which are completely contrasting to each other. The animation style, the storytelling style, everything was very contrasting from each other, which was nice, because I got to geek out a little bit on what I know and what I understand from the lore of the whole Star Wars thing. I love the fact that Jabba had a emo face nephew, which is it's all great, but the one thing that I felt was the best thing about this whole series is that each one is standalone, and every single one I'm always at the end going, I want to know more. I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, who's this guy? Who's this? I don't know. But because, I mean, in a positive way, because I want more of this. So which is good.
True. It does fill up the lore so well, although they have said it's not actually canon, but it'll stand next to the Star Wars universe. However, I don't care about that because it's still within the Star Wars IP itself. Like, having some of the episodes with the Star Wars orchestra music with anime was like, wow. But then there were other episodes where they went with more subtle music. I think it was The Village Bride, which was, for me, I think had the best unique music. And some of the episodes, you're completely right. Like The Ninth Jedi, I think that one really stands out as what's going to happen next. And it's really, really exciting. So
Tatooine Rhapsody was very Japan garage band scene.
Yeah.
So
and the one with I like the homages as well, like the Toby episode, the droid, or T or B1, whatever you want to call him. Toby is also the name of the real boy in Astro Boy who dies, and then they create Astro Boy. Tobias, I think, is his name. I think it's Tobias. So it's very similar in terms of names, and it's very much like Astro Boy, and it's like a real homage. And Astro Boy is kind of like what started the whole anime thing back in the 1950s.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. So many different homages. It's brilliant. Now we come to the litmus test. Levi, did you like it?
I like the animation for each of the episodes. I actually like the first one because it looks like very hand-drawn detail with the black and white. That one was really nice. The rest of it also was nice, but I like the first one the best. The storyline for each episode was good. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I did enjoy this series. And like Kevin said, I want to know more what happened for each episode. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but I did enjoy it.
Okay, this is last episode, guys. We found something.
And Geek Squad on a high.
This is amazing, absolutely amazing. And then someone's gonna bring it down. Pratik's gonna say it sucked. Because I went onto IMDb and some other sites, and there were so many people upset with it that it surprised me. They because it's got the Star Wars name attached to it, they couldn't really accept it. This is how I view it. For example, I mentioned Toby, right? Now, they say that the reason you have the Force, you can control things because mitochondria or something, right? In your bloodstream. That's how Jedis have their powers. That's it. So that's how...
Mitochondria.
Why was I thinking mitochondria? Sorry. So that's
why... It's the powerhouse of the cell, by the way.
There you go. So that's why they have their powers, the Jedi, right? But Toby does not have a human body. So there's no blood, there's no heart, there's nothing there, but can still have the Force.
That is not necessarily true, though, because, General Grievous, as you all know, is a machine. He's also strong with the Force. And now the Force is all around us. Midi-chlorians is one thing, but the Force is all around us. And midi-chlorians is more like a virus.
Yeah.
Than it is
in your bloodstream, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people were upset. They said it's boring. They said it's tarnished Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. Where does Prateep stand on this?
First of all, I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, like compared to Marvel or DC, but I like every episode. I do have my favorites, like The Duel and The Ninth Jedi are my favorite. I just like that every episode is not the same. The animation is different. And I like Levi and Karin said, I want to know more. That's the main takeaway for me from this. Like, I want to know more, and I just love the animation style. I love that every episode is not necessarily connected to each other, and I hope they renew it for like a second season.
Oh, for sure.
I hope they make like a full-on series.
Yeah, true. Gavin, you I think are the biggest Star Wars fan here, right?
Probably, yeah. Here, yes.
Were you as upset as some of the people who were commenting, some of the comments which I mentioned just now?
Not at all. Like, you see, I was a big fan of the greater lore, the one that is not canon anymore after Disney bought it. The comic books and the other animation series that they had before, way before. and there's a lot of interesting stories. But you have to understand one thing about Star Wars, which is it's not just the Skywalkers. I mean, yes, the Star Wars movie focus on the Skywalkers is a family drama, blah blah blah. It could be a Tamil movie, right? But however, the bigger law, you're looking at a universe, right? You're looking at different planets. You're looking at different species. You're looking at different, people that the clock ticks over. The empire is so big that there's so many stories that you can tell. Like the Mandalorian showed, like the other movie shows as well. Like one of my favorite movies of all the newer ones, apart from the original three, was Rogue One, right? Which it was nice to see other characters carrying the movie for once, and it was great because I liked the fact that, look, these other characters were not necessarily force carriers, but they were still aided by the force, right? And it was nice to see, like, a different side of things. It was nice to see not just one Superman who was killing everybody, or saving the day. It was more like a team effort, and not necessarily, look, we all knew they were going to die because we saw the third film, but at the end of the day, it's a bigger universe. Just think of it as, look, the world doesn't revolve around the Skywalkers. And to be fair, they've already let us down with the Skywalkers. Other than Luke, I mean, all the other Skywalkers let us down. So basically, hey, there's so many other characters we want to learn about.
Did Princess Leia let you down by dying in real life, Kevin?
No.
So
But I mean, you know what I mean. Like, basically, Anakin let us down. Major.
Yeah.
And then Rey Skywalker apparently let us down too.
That one I didn't like, but Anakin, I think, was needed to give us one of the most iconic villains of all time.
You see, the problem with the original trilogy was the fact that they had too much exposition, not enough action. Right? Everything was like, we were learning about the politics of the Empire and the Republic. And honestly, look, for me, I didn't have a problem with it because I understand the economics of what was happening. But at the end of the day, like, hey, at least don't make it a political drama. Like, what is this, House of Cards? Like, it's Star Wars. Like, can you please, like, make things happen? And also that acting from Hayden Christensen was
no. Okay. I thought Hayden Christensen was the perfect guy to play Anakin. It was the script. It was the script that was bad.
Okay, yeah, I give that as well, but also the fact that Hayden Christensen, sorry lah, Robert Pattinson would have been better.
I believe that right now that the prequel trilogy are being revisited now in light of the sequel trilogy that just finished a few years ago, as being underappreciated because Rise of Skywalker and all was so bad that the prequel trilogy now actually looks good. You get what I mean?
Yeah, no. I agree with that. I agree that it was underappreciated, but I also agree that it's not as great as it can be.
No, definitely, it can't beat the original.
Close to the original three, right?
Yeah, the original three.
Let's face it. Lucas was going through some hard times. Okay, he wanted to direct them all. First of all, that was his mistake. Okay, and then the fact that he had all these new toys that he wanted to try out, he's like, fuck it, just everything CGI lah, whatever.
And then redo the original one.
Even if you take away the CGI, even if you take away the bad acting, the story itself was not. It felt like, how it felt like, the original three Lord of the Rings were great, and then you see the Hobbit and you think to yourself, this is one stretched out thin story.
Yeah.
It almost felt like the first three is very stretched out thin. Like it was paper thin. And the depth there's no depth to any story. There's nothing that I can follow, and I want I want this.
There's a guy online who's getting some good reviews because he's re-edited that trilogy, the Hayden Christensen trilogy, and made it much better. So maybe you can check it out if you want, perhaps. But going back to the reviews I mentioned for Star Wars Vision, so someone wrote, his name is RTS Katsu. There's some cool moments, but overall, it doesn't feel like Star Wars, and so many things don't fit into the universe, like the characters and settings only made for the show. And mostly, what was the point of making the show in anime style? As a Japanese Star Wars fan, I don't want to see Star Wars in anime style. If I want to watch some anime, I will watch anime. I want Star Wars. See, I disagree there. I just feel that Why can't we have this? It's
Yeah.
He's a Japanese.
Star Wars fan.
Anime fan.
He's a Japanese Star Wars fan. He's a Japanese guy.
He's according to him, again, he's just writing this. It could be this guy from Minnesota or something.
It
who's
could
not
be from
Japanese.
Brickfields lah.
It could be from Brickfields.
Anyway,
It could be
this is the-
from London.
This is the Japanese guy who hates eating sushi and like lives down in Texas. You know?
Could be. It
Yeah.
could be. I hope we don't get in trouble for that, for saying his name and stuff on the show. But yeah, I'm just reading out what he's posted on the internet. Not very good. As an anime lover, I was disappointed to see how they crammed in almost every trope into very short, non-compelling stories. I mean, you just go onto IMDb and you'll see these reviews.
No,
But
I mean,
how
look,
great was it to see Boba Fett as a chibi? You know, like, can I say dwarf?
Yeah.
Can I say as a dwarf? I mean,
As a
that was
little
so
person.
great.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And just to follow up on what Carvin said, it felt like not to say a reinvention of Star Wars, but it's nice that we've broken away from the Skywalkers. In fact, for most of the characters that we've come to know in the Star Wars movies. Yeah, we saw Boba Fett, like you mentioned. But there really weren't many that we take from the movies and saw on that. There's a couple of cameos here and there, yeah, but that's it really. It was nice to have the focus elsewhere. That was great. A lot of fun. So let's give it a rating. Prateep, let's start with you, my friend.
I will give it an 8.5
8.5. That's quite high for you.
because like Disney owns Star Wars now. I want to see them like doing this sort of concept on their other properties. Like I know we have What If for Marvel, but yeah, I want to see something Marvel like in Star Wars Vision style, like every episode different studio or something like that.
That would be cool. Expanding. I don't know if you ever saw it. Or maybe you remember when you were a kid. They actually had like an anime Iron Man.
Actually, just to interrupt. They made a Star
Blade?
Wars manga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So of the original trilogy.
yes,
And-
but that is
Yeah,
that is
even-
not canon anymore.
But does it have to be canon? Like they've already said the showrunners already said that Visions is not canon covered. Does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, no. What they did was they kind of not only canon, but I think they basically disowned the whole situation where Luke gets married, he has kids, Han Solo has kids, and then Luke's son becomes the new Sith Lord and blah 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 and all that.
Drama
then
drama
there's-
lah.
Oh, they
Mara,
reset
but-
it because
Drama.
they reset it when the latest trilogy came out, basically.
Yeah, they had to
Uh,
reset lah, but they basically disowned. It's not that it's not canon. They basically just went like that never happened. By the way, guys, so this is the real thing.
They don't believe yet in the concept of the multiverse in Star Wars.
Yes.
They will embrace it because now it's all under Disney. Now, Levy, what does canon mean? Can you tell us? Because we keep using this word.
Is it like being accepted, like as the original thing?
Kind of ish. Yeah, it's like
Well
it
done.
means, yeah, it's like part of the official storyline, basically. So you could say
I was
this is
gonna
part
say
of the
that
official
it's the
storyline.
weapon that pirates use.
What?
Which
Or the
pirates?
camera, or the
Pirates one or
camera
Pirates two?
canon?
Canon. Zach made a funny. We have Prateep's 8.5. What about yourself, Levy?
I would give it 8 plus.
8?
Is this the highest she's ever given anything?
It
Oh.
could be.
Oh.
I think it's higher than what even she recommended that we watch, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, that was a 6.5 or something, right?
Yeah. We asked her for a recommendation and she gave her own recommendation. But Carvin, yourself,
Mm.
the Star Wars fan in this conversation?
Honestly, I'll give it a 8.5 as well. I think, I just like the fact that you give me more of this thing to jerk off to, basically. More toys to buy now. So so I mean, look, that samurai lightsaber is just
The umbrella
it
one.
makes me it makes me moist. So yeah, I just you bloody take my money lah.
This is what boys do, Levy. Take it, just take it.
Okay.
Just now when you,
You
said
can see the amount of Star Wars toys I have, right? Enough lah. Stop making you see that
this is why I cannot buy Call of Duty.
Tauntaun, that
Because
Mm.
buying toys, buying new SSD for his PS5 instead of buying COD. What about yourself, Puppy Zach?
Oh, I give it a straight 9.
9 for you. Ooh, I think I'm gonna give it an 8 just because I breezed through it too fast. I would have given it a 9 if there were, say, 12 episodes, but I wanted more. That's how much I loved it. But
Yeah.
it was really, really
No,
good.
that isn't that a good thing though? I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's
fact
a
that
good
look,
thing.
it kept every episode. Well, you wanted more, you wanted more, you wanted more, and you know, it basically in every episode they edged you and never let you finish.
I just wanted more. If it had 12 episodes, I'd be like, okay, I would have given it a 9. But because they only gave me 9, and some episodes were 12 minutes long, some were 20. If all 9 were 20 minutes, I'll give it a 9. I'm being harsh here because it was
You're
that
being
good.
technical, okay?
That's why I'm being technical. So I was like, okay, looking at it, it's cool. Anyway, want to thank everybody here. We've sorted out next week, which is Free Guy, something to look forward to. Prateep, Levy, wow, you actually like something. Govin and Puppy, Zach. Let's find out next week whether Levy approves of Free Guy or not. I think that's what it comes down to. Is she hard to impress? Yes. Are you hard to impress?
But it's Ryan Reynolds. So.
Yes.
You should just rename this program to "Does Levy Like It?"
Yeah. Does it impress Levy?
The
Yeah.
thumbnail.
Exactly. Just does it impress Levy? Yes or no? What about you? Did you like it? Did you approve of it? Leave a comment down below. It's pretty simple. And also recommend what you think we should be watching in the future. There's a series of movies coming out from now till the end of the year. And of course, cinemas are now open to those who are fully vax. And yeah, hopefully one day we can all go to the cinema together as well. Like, share, and subscribe. Adam signing out.